guys, this is Oleg here with another technical review session. So today I want to talk to you about NAS and NAS solutions. We all know that backups are very important, and you also can use NAS not only for backup your own files, but you also have to offload your main system and get a nice storage array assigned somewhere on the side where you have all your files which you not really see and use very often. Those can be good candidates to go to the NAS. In North America, there are two main key players on the NAS market for consumers. So one of them is being QNAP and the other one is being Synology. So there is lots of review on the YouTube comparing the two, but in the end of the day it's actually just a matter of your own preference and what you're looking at the system to have some in terms of the features and services provided, and even aesthetics, how it looks like, and what kind of performance metrics you can drive from those. So today I want to talk to you about Synology 1817 Plus. My preference is Synology because I was using this product line for a while, and they have very based majority of different kind of configurations, depends on your need, anywhere from single disk, dual disk, 5 disk, 8 disk and more in the single storage array. And the main reason Synology is so popular, and as well as QNAP, because the storage they provide, it's usually protected with a RAID. So if any of the drives would fail, you would not gonna lose your data. So it's gonna be reconstructing your data. And there are some other services which are also useful, like surveillance cameras and backups and cloud solutions, which you can drive from your home directly. We're gonna open up the box, so we're gonna boost it up. I'm gonna show you all the main features of this particular solutions. This is 8 bay storage array, and the reason it is so popular right now, it's the only solution right now from Synology line which can actually give you M2 cache, and you can add those disks in, and that's what we're gonna do. And it supports up to 16 GB of RAM storage inside the storage array. And you want your NAS to be fast, and for that Synology got 4 1 gigabit Ethernet ports on the back and a whole bunch of USB 3 ports. There is no USB-C yet on this product line, and unfortunately there is no Thunderbolt, which I miss a lot on those particular storage arrays. Okay, so I got this nice little bag. It says Synology here, so as you can see, Synology. So let's open it up. Okay, that's how the box looks like. It's a normal 1817, that's the case, and that's how the array should look like. So this is very good packaging, very nice. You have to protect this because it's being shipped and you don't want any damage, so very good job Synology of packing this particular product. This is the box. As you can see, these are 8 slots for the disks, and you can eject those, and they're pretty straightforward to install. So you eject in this and then you put it back and close it up. So there are some indicators here: power button, alarm status. Those are the disks, and they should be USB 3 port on the front, should you need it. So on the back we have 4 Ethernet ports. This is 1 gig ports, which usually trunked together, or you can split 2 and 2, or you can do 1 and 3, whatever you want. Depends on the traffic. If you want to separate your backup traffic, that's what you're going to be using. This is your USB 3 ports. These are the SATA ports. Those are used to extension to add additional storage arrays and connect those, daisy chain those together. So there are one on one side and one on the other side can be connected. And those would be 513 plus, DS513 plus arrays. Those got 5 slots. So total is going to be, in that case, 8 disks in this particular unit, and another 5 and 5, so total 18. There are passive ventilation here, so this is very good. These are very quiet, and they help to protect system from overheating on this thing. Okay, so that's what we're gonna use. We also, this unit in particular comes with 2 gig of RAM, so we're gonna bust it up to 16. So I got Crucial memory. This is a laptop, notebook, 16 gig. And they use DDR3 1600 sodium modules. And we're also gonna install the module for M2 cache. So that's the module which we have. And I'm also gonna bust it up to 2 disks of 256 gigabytes. So this is Crucial MX300 275 gigabyte SATA M2 2280 SSD. That's what is supported. It's also listed here what kind of modules, what kind of M2 memory this thing will accept, and it's listed here 2280, 2260, 2242 SSDs, dual M2 board this time. So it's PCI Express 8x8, so that should be very fast. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna install memory, and for that thing, and then we're gonna install the adapter. Okay, see, it's really protected from inside as well. So this is a power supply here, and this is where the card will go. There's a slot here for PCI. This is the access to the board here, so we're gonna use that to install the memory. So by default you got memory here. There are 2 slots, those can be extended, and it's normal as sodium memory. So just unclick, take this out. So this is the memory which we're gonna install. It goes here, push a little bit, not much, nice and solid, click. Okay, so memory is installed, 1x8, 2x8. This is the card. If your memory is low, below 2 gig, then you would not be able to use more than 128 gig, even if you install 256 here. So when you install this M2 modules, even though there are 2 cutouts here on the connector, you would not be able to feed it there in the wrong way, because there is a latch here which is preventing you from installing it in the wrong way. So now, as you can see, the card is assembled and ready to be installed. Installation is straightforward. Just go in and slide the card. Press. Okay, the card is in. Now we have to close it up on this side. So closing it up here. That's ready to be fired up. The only thing is, which we probably need to do, is just install at least 1 hard drive. If you currently have budget only for 3 drives, that's going to be enough for you to build up the RAID 5. And then as you add this to that RAID, you can expand, and you can expand online. Okay, the system has started. As you can see here, the LEDs are blinking for the status right here. This one is showing up the power is connected. It's also showing the LAN 4 network cable is connected as well on LAN 4 port. It's also showing disk and bay 1 green, which is fine. And right now the status LED is blinking up because we have to finish the setup. Now I have the screen which is showing up the setup. So we'll go through the setup steps right now. So we're setting it up. As you can see, the screen is showing up setup. There is a device info. It shows you the model and the current IP address, serial number, and MAC address as well. So let's do setup. Installation disk manager, install now. All the data on the hard disk 1 will be removed. That's understandable. Proceed. Restarting. Alright, so here we go. The screen is now ready for administration account. Congratulations, you have set up administrator account. Please complete the following steps. Okay, install the latest DSM version automatically, that's what you want. My preference probably would be just download and install manually, because I don't want the system to reboot, and I'm planning to have some iSCSI disks on that. and those will be connected to VMware. And if the system will go in and updates and reboot in the middle of the night, those are not gonna like it. Okay, so create quick connect. Okay, I have one control message here. Update is available, so let's check that. Update 2 is available to download, so let's do download. Update now. Yeah, make sure it's not power off during the update. Okay, it is restarting right now. So now the restart is complete. It's asking me to log in. So here we can actually pin more things to the actual console here. This is kind of small mini dashboard. You can add things like widgets. Right, so we can do plus, we can do show us storage, file change log, and recent change log. So what now all you have to do, you can just scroll it down here. That will expand and you can have all your widgets showing up to you. Storage manager to create volumes. Okay, it says healthy, but no volume created. So let's build up volume, create, quick. You can do custom if you want. You want to choose your own RAID type. Let's do quick. Next, disk 1. All data will be erased. Yeah, sure. Recommended. That's what we're gonna do. Use BTRFS. That's the recommended file system type, which will also share folder quarter and advanced protection for your files. It's actually Synology claim it can detect that the file got corruption and restore it for you automatically. You rebuild it using RAID configuration, and that way you don't have corrupted files on your disks, on your volumes. Volume 01, SHR, BRTFS. Next, size is 2 TB. Fine. So once I have more disks added, I'm gonna rebuild this to have data protection enabled. Right now I have only one disk, so there is no data protection. Parity consistency, checking the disk verification, that's gonna take some time. All the time when you do initial setup, it's gonna take some time to finish all the steps, but it's only one-time deal, so you're gonna have that configured and fixed and ready to go. So while it is doing that, let's check our memory. We want to see 16 gig, so for that we go to control panel, we go to info center, and the first screen is going to show you general information about the system. As you can see here, there is a dual core, actually quad core on this system, processor Intel Item, and there is a 16 gig of RAM. That's what we want. So I also want to validate that my SSD drives are visible for the cache creation later on. So for that we're gonna go from here. While it's doing that, we can go to cache and do create, and this is the message I was talking to you about. So you can do read-only cache. This one or more cache disks will be used to accelerate read speed performance, but I usually do both. So you can do both, and for that you would need 2 SSD disks in it, or in our case 2 M2 drives on the PCI slot. So we're gonna do read and write cache. So we have only one volume right now, and that's the volume that's going to be cached. So if I do next, it's going to ask me for the volume. I'm going to select volume 1. I'm going to do these 2 disks and do next, and it's going to create a cache and choose the RAID. So let's do that. Actual size is 256 max. Remember I told you about the memory restraints. So if you have less than 2 gig of memory, it will not allow you to go above 128, and that's what I know because I have it on my another Synology box with the less memory. Okay, so cache is now gonna get created, so it's gonna mount and format it. System usage, let's see if we have our CPU usage showing up. CPU usage showing up. Yeah, it should be here, right here. Storage, that's our CPU. As you can see, it's doing multiple tasks right now, but because of the memory amount and the power of CPU, it doesn't really sweat much. So it's only 9% CPU busy. while doing two tasks at the same time. So it is doing volume preparation and integrity check, and it's also doing prep for the cache. Okay, let's see the cache, if it's ready. It is. So this is what it is showing you right now here. So you can remove cache and assign it to different volumes if you have multiple volumes assigned. The cache is built that way that it only can be assigned to one disk, so one volume. If you have multiple volumes, you will have to select which one will be using that cache functionality to get things speed up. Right now the percent of the use is not really relevant because the disk is not used. There is nothing on that volume right now. But this is showing me that it's ready to go. And that's going to show you all the details. This is smart information which you can get. All the iSCSI volumes will be reported here as well. Hot spares if you have any, and cache. Let's look on the LAN settings, how it is set up. Currently, as you can see, I only have one LAN connected and the other three are basically currently disconnected, but it still let me to create aggregated bond between all four of them. So I don't want 1 gigabit per second, I want it times 4. So I'm gonna go create bond. And there are different profiles in the bond interface, so I'm going to select AD, Dynamic Link Aggregation. My switch actually supports that, the final location for this NAS. It's going to be connected to the Linksys switch, which is managed switch, and that have LACP enabled. So that's what we're going to do. So let's set it up. It's showing me how many LAN interfaces I want to create in a bond. I'm going to select all 4. And then you can always change it later. You can break down the bond and change it later. So IP address, this is something we got from DHCP right now, so I'm just going to stick to that. That's my subnet mask and that's my DNS server. Okay, so I'm not going to set it up as a default gateway, and I'm not going to enable VLAN for now. Okay, while this is applying the settings, this is how it's supposed to look at the end. So I'm going to show you another Synology. That's what it is going to be listed as the actual final bond results. So as you can see, all 4 of the LAN interfaces set up in one bond, and total network status, it's got 4000 megabit per second full duplex. Okay, so now this is done. As you can see, bond 1 created and connected. If you look it up, it's going to show you the status of all the network cards which are participating in the bond. And there is a message in red on the bottom that just says my current switch, which I do have connection right now, it does not support any link aggregation. That's why it's failing to establish link connection. Next stop, we're going to go and see the package center. Package center this is where you're going to go and install the packages, additional packages which you have, and it's also showing you all the updates, if it's any updates required. So we're going to go recommended, and you have full variety of different packages here. So surveillance station on Synology is pretty robust, and it's a good package. It's showing you all the cameras in one screen, and you can also get notifications to your phone and all the other stuff associated, like emails, alerts. If any of the movements detected, it will let you know. So this is where you see the real hit cache ratio while this Synology surveillance station has been installed. This package is now running. By default, you're going to have 2 licenses to install 2 free cameras over here. Synology previous models would have only the license for 1 IP camera installed. The new one got 2. So you can get your cameras connected wirelessly, or you can get your cameras connected remotely using the cables as well. The camera support list is pretty big, so you can get pretty much all kind of different brands and vendors supported by the Synology NAS. But I'm gonna have separate video how to configure that using ONVIF protocol and profiles. Even for the cameras which are not listed on the support list, you still can actually make this work, and I'm gonna show you how. So stay tuned for that video. We're going to install Synology iTunes server. That's where the whole library is going to be residing. All you have to do is just copy all the media to music folder, and iTunes server will pick it up. and share it across all your Mac systems. So you don't have to get multiple libraries, you can share across. So it will ask you for the server name and if you require password or not, and this is how your system will see it when you open iTunes. You will see that there is a shared folder on the network which is presented for the iTunes where the music will be, and you can play from that location directly, so there is no need to store anything on your system. From the security perspective, there are some antiviruses which you can install. I usually go Antivirus Essential. You can go and try McAfee, but it will ask you to pay for it later. So I usually go with this, so install that. Antivirus Essential. It's gonna scan your folders periodically for all the viruses and clean it up. And it got pretty robust and well updated virus database. So there are also utilities. You can get all different utilities. The list of the applications for Synology is pretty big. Okay, so here I have set up the NAS volume already on the system. I logged in and created directory in my videos. So this is basically going to be doing the test for the throughput. So I'm just going to drop 12 items here. These are GoPro videos. 156 gig. I'm moving data with average 40 right now. 53 megabyte per second. It's moving data very well right now with a speed which is adequate for one disk. If I'm gonna get RAID on that, that's gonna go faster. All the videos all go very well. Right, and the throughput here is also, you can monitor the throughput on Synology itself on the resource monitor. So we hit around 40 megabyte per second. I'm gonna do another test once all the 4 cables connected in a link aggregation mode, and once that's completed, then this is where we're gonna finish, and stay tuned for that video too, because that's coming as well. As I mentioned earlier, some of you will be using that Synology NAS for the TimeMachine backup. So this is how you set it up. So you create a folder, TimeMachine backup. That can be dedicated disk connected through USB 3, or you can just create a folder from your main volume. And in advance you have to set up the quota, so it's not using all the disk for TimeMachine backups. For now I just put 100 gig. And for permissions I set it up to user TimeMachine, which I created in advance. Read write. Right? So there is no NFS permissions, there is nothing in advance, just set advanced permissions here, which is basically replicating the original permissions. Nothing for guest, just admin user and TimeMachine. That's it. Okay, so that's how it's done. Now if you go to File Services and you go to Advanced and set TimeMachine folder, this is where you set up your TM backup folder. And in fact, if you have multiple Synologies, for example, like I do, then my second Synology got TimeMachine disk created on different place. So my second Synology got it created on one of my USB 3 drives, which I connected over. This is dedicated disk just for TimeMachine backup. It's 2 terabyte in size, and that's where all TimeMachine backups for some of my system goes. Alright, so one way or the other, either you create it on the main volume, or you can create it on one of the USB connected disks, and there are plenty of disks you can set up. That's my TimeMachine backup here, and to add remove, you will see that the data, actually that's TM backup showing up from NAS01, which is this particular volume. So you set it up, you can start using this disk, and it will ask you for the password and the credentials. You set up your TimeMachine user and your password. And you connect, and here we go. Disk is now available, 100 gig. You can use it for the backups. So this is how you do it. Okay guys, so here we have it. Quick overview of Synology NAS. This is a very nice box. I highly recommend that. It's been working for me for many years already. The other one, not this one in particular, but the other one similar to like it. I have the one which is 1813, and that's been working like a champ for at least 5 years already. So it's pretty solid hardware. The disk is actually don't get overheated because of the very good ventilation, and it's responding pretty well. So it's doing all the tasks. I'm doing my backups, my TimeMachine backups, my media, my iTunes. All of that is going through that single little box. And you can configure these multiple disks. You can get these 4 terabyte drives all the way up to the recently introduced 10 terabyte drives. That's going to give you 80 terabyte for your home NAS, which is pretty big amount of data. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. And click your like button and share it with your friends. And stay tuned for more videos, because we're going to be coming with more videos on this particular NAS, configuring for surveillance setup. And also I'm going to show you the latest and greatest iMac from Apple, which is released recently with a new and top config. So we're going to do unboxing on that, and there are more videos coming your way. And enjoy! Peace!